Hey, AC3, how's it going? It is, what are you doing right now?
Jump from football.
Oh, football season has
football
started.
season!
So some of you have been starved. Others of you are still boycotting the NFL because it's been bad.
It's been bad.
Oh, I don't know.
Naughty.
I've seen a few people naughty. But the Seahawks are back on, new regime.
Dude.
So we'll see how it goes.
Will
Actually,
Geno
when you
Smith
watch
perform?
this, yeah, you already know. You are living in the future that we are now.
Not.
Yeah, not. So
We're looking forward to Sunday. You guys are like, Sunday already happened. You're either really sad or really happy. We don't.
So we'll see how those Seahawks do. They're looking good in the preseason. So, but we are in the middle of something even more important than the new season of football. It's the new ministry season for us in the fall, and we started this Robin Hood series, which was a blast.
Oh, it's so cool.
Was that fun?
That was so much fun.
Like, it was right out of the box. There was all those crazy special effects. Were you expecting, yes or no, for the guy to come in with zip line?
Well, I haven't seen it yet.
These people have.
They have. So I was about to say, I can say what I'm perceiving happening.
Yeah. Well, there will be a zip line, and these people already know it. And it was.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah,
cool.
I think they're gonna do it.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Oh man.
So Robin Hood is our parable, right, for community and the importance of it. And it's been fascinating to me in this first week, right, where we kind of netted out this idea that, you know, people have been leaving the church in record numbers, and people, you know, the reputation of the church is kind of in the mud, and yet we found no alternatives, right? Like, it's not like outside people are like in this wonderful land of bliss. The exact opposite, in fact, right? Like a happiness cratered, depression skyrocketing, suicidality. So it's not like, hey, let's leave the church because it's so bad, and then we found all the answers. In fact, it seems like exactly the opposite. So it's a great series for us to reassess community. But I think, Alex, that people's bubbles might get popped if they say, yes, you know what, I'm ready to reconsider God's dream for community. Then they're going to get back in, they're going to jump in with both feet, and then they're going to get their nose bent out of shape, and they're going to say, yeah, see, this is why I left church in the first place, because of hypocritical, mean people who don't forgive or are too narrow. Or so, do we have any tools?
Yeah.
Have we been given some tools?
We have been given some tools, but I think to speak to that person, I've been there, you know? I've totally been in that spot where I've just been like, man, why would I even try with this church? Or why would I even try with these people?
Yeah.
Man, it's easier just to avoid this conflict avoidance.
Right.
You know, let's just step out of it. But one of the things I learned early on in my Christian years, pastor taught me, is that conflict can actually be beneficial for
Whoa.
Yeah, crazy.
You are talking crazy talk. Wait a minute. So yeah, so you could actually
benefit from it.
Have a benefit. And so not just my character will improve, although that might be one of the benefits, but the community or the relationship itself could benefit.
Yeah.
Say more.
Yes. So Jesus actually addresses this distinctly in the Gospels in Matthew 18.
Yeah.
And what he does is he kind of gives us an outline for how to handle conflict. And it's what I use in our youth group. It's what I use everywhere. And it's very steady outline. Step one, go to the individual. Confront them about whether they have sinned against you or you have sinned against them. Go apologize and ask for forgiveness, or go confront and say, hey, you've hurt me. Like, these are the two situations. There is no avoiding. It's like you either go and you apologize, or you go and you confront.
So an incredible first principle here, which is avoid, don't, or approach, don't avoid.
Yeah.
And that's a fascinating thing to point out, that the master talks about it from both sides. Matthew chapter 5, he says, if you know your brother has an offense with you, so you may be fine, like you're sitting there doing great, but you know that somebody else has something against you. It's on you to take the initiative to go and address. In Matthew 18, it's the opposite. If you know you've offended someone, then it's then there's an obligation to confront, and or to confess and all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about that pathway, because it seems to me that could be,
If a person just throws you to the wind.
Yeah.
Like you say, hey, you've sinned against me, and they say, nah. No.
Yeah.
That
well, I guess it didn't do any good, so why would we even do it?
Well, Jesus says we're not giving up there. Bring another person with you. Bring a mediator. Bring someone.
Hold on.
A Christian that loves you.
This sounds like work, Alex. Okay, so somebody's got their nose bent out of shape. Let's say it was me.
Yeah.
I saw a person either do something that offended me, or it was a problem. It broke our relationship.
Sure.
You're telling me Jesus says, I'm under obligations to go to that person, just the two of us, like don't tell my friend, don't tell our group, don't go apply the other people around us. Yeah, so I've done this work, and you're saying, and now they just say, no, I don't know what you're talking about, and then they kind of are aloof. It doesn't go well, and you're telling me I'm not done?
Nope.
Like, that was hard work.
It was.
Like, I had to get over my, fear of talking to this person, raising an uncomfortable subject, and you're saying it doesn't go well, and I'm under obligation to do a step 2?
Jesus doesn't tell us we're not. He says, he believes, well, he knows, he's God. He knows that community is so important.
Oh, that's good.
He knows.
I mean, it just mattered that much to him.
It mattered that much, and it matters that much. It matters that much that we're in community. And we see it, like you just mentioned earlier, we're seeing suicide rates and depression. Yeah. And we know that that's a result of lack of community.
Right, isolation.
And so Jesus says, bring someone who loves both of you, both parties, like someone who's unbiased, loves both parties, bring them in and mediate. And hopefully you guys can see each other. Now, if it's still not working and that person's still unrepentant, then it says to bring it before the church.
Oh, now we got step 3.
We got step 3. We're not done.
All right. Wow. Now, just to pause there for a second, Alex, I'm pretty sure you'll agree with this. In the church, I think most people stop at step 1 if they even do that.
Yeah.
They do step 1, they think, well, I raised the issue, 6 months ago, and nothing changed, and so why bother? I've heard that so much. Like, I've often said to people, have you done your work? Knowing they know this 3-step process, and they say, well, I don't see what good it'll do.
Yeah.
And I always say, kind of something to you, what you said, as far as, well, Jesus laid this out.
Yeah.
And if we accept him as master and leader, then it's his process, like you said, for the purpose of preserving community. It's that important. And so I guess I want to say, in all love, brother or sister, you don't have a right to say that, right? Like, I get it, it's difficult. I empathize with, I'm a conflict avoider myself, so I empathize with the difficulty, but hey.
Well, yeah, and what I would add.
You just have to. I understand that it's difficult, so.
Well, and I would add, don't say what Jesus can and can't do.
Right, exactly, and I've seen this. I've gone through this process. I've been on both ends. I've felt like I needed to bring something up with a person. I've been the person that someone brought an offense to, and also then went through mediation. So I've seen both sides of this. And I can tell you, to your point, Alex, God has stepped in miraculous ways when we are obedient to his incredibly affirmative, approaching the problem method, as opposed to avoidance, which generally tends to be our thing. So anyway, you're going to teach all about this.
Yeah, so if you want to find out the rest of the steps, show up.
Yeah, and I want to know about this whole take it before the church thing. Got to figure that one out. So anyhow, preserving community is where it's at, and make every effort to preserve the unity of the Spirit. The Bible says that. It's the line. So let's make every effort, everybody, to preserve that unity. See you guys here this weekend. More Robin Hood.
More Robin Hood.